So I just saw Morbius. I have a few thoughts, okay? But first, I want to preface the video by saying, number one, I'm not a Marvel fan, but I'm also not a Marvel fan. Wait, yeah. Like, I'm not like hardcore, like die-hard Marvel fan. Like, I haven't really seen a lot of Marvel movies. I've seen the new Spider-Mans and like Guardians of the Galaxy and like some of Thor Ragnarok. But I'm not like a Marvel hater either. I'm a Marvel acceptor, you know? Anyways, the point of the moral of the story is that I'm not really biased either way when it comes to Marvel movies, so this is kind of my raw opinion, okay? My second preface, I'm pretty critical of movies, I think. Just because I just want to be a little pretentious when it comes to film, you know? I just like to hate on movies. I like to pick them apart. I like to watch them and just judge everything. So that's a preface. Okay. So I'm going to start. This is how the video is going to go. This is how we're going to set it up. There's going to be spoilers. BTW. Lots of spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, then leave. I'm going to start by telling the like general plot, and then I guess just my thoughts. Okay, so let's start with the plot. Oh, also third preface, I didn't know anything about Morbius before watching the movie. Like, I never saw the comics. Why are my bangs uneven? Didn't know about him, didn't care, still don't care. Okay, so let's start with the plot of the movie. So we open up with Michael Morbius in Costa Rica with some of his gals. Okay, with some of his gals from the hospital or the lab or whatever. I assume. I don't really know who they are actually. He's in Costa Rica and they're in they see like a cave, and then he like cuts his hand and he's like, and the bats come flying out, and then it's like 25 years earlier. Okay, so 25 years earlier, we're in England, I assume. Like, he's in like this hospital for like kids with like blood-borne diseases, I think, but like everyone else is British and he's the only English, well, like American, I assume, person. So I don't know why he's there. I don't know if there's no hospitals in America that do that shit or what. That's besides the fact. He has some sort of blood-borne disease, I think. Like, he needs to have blood something every so hours, or he dies, and like he can't really like walk without like walker things. So he has some sort of disease or something. Okay, and he's in this like, it kind of seems like an orphanage, but it's like a hospital also. It's like orphanage hospital crossover episode, and there's him, and there's like the main doctor. I forget his name, and that's a common theme with the movie is I don't remember anyone's name because I don't care about any of the characters, but we'll get into that later. So the doctor, he's like this nice fatherly figure for Morbius, and for another character who comes in, and I think he has the same problem as Morbius, whatever disease, and his name is Lucian, but Morbius renames him to Milo for some reason, and so everyone just calls him Milo most of the time. So, yeah. So they're kids, and then Milo almost dies. And Morbius, like, opens up the little machine he's attached into, that Milo's attached into, and he, like, puts, like, a spring from a pen in there, and it, like, magically fixes everything. And so the doctor's like, you should go to this school for gifted kids in New York. And Morbius is like, down. And he goes to New York, and now it's like flash forward to like the present day again. So I think 25 years later. It never says that, but that's just what I assume. And it said like he graduated college or got his doctorate by the time he was 19 or something like that. And now he's like at this award ceremony, and I think he's being given the Nobel Peace Prize for medical medicine. I don't know. But anyways, because he figured out how to like make like fake blood, like it's not like fake blood, like not like horror movie fake blood, like fake blood that people couldn't use, you know? So everyone's like, yeah, go. Okay, then we find out that he is trying to find the cure to whatever like disease he has, okay? And he works closely with this girl named Martine. And all his funding, or like at least most of his funding, is implied to come from Milo. I don't know how Milo's rich, but he's rich boots down apparently, and he's like funding this. So Morbius, he wants to find a cure, mainly for like Milo. Like obviously he probably wants it for himself too, but like other people are his biggest driving motivation, it seems. Yeah. So he's trying to find a cure. And he works with this girl, Martine, and she's also a doctor. She kind of seems like she's a little bit of his assistant. It's early on implied that there's supposed to be some sort of chemistry between them, but honestly, I didn't feel anything. So Martine, he's like working in his lab. Martine comes in, and there's like this big cylindrical thing in the lab. She comes in and she goes, and he's like, because there's bats in the cylindrical thing. And he's like, and she's like, I know you're trying to like use bat DNA and put it in people. And he's like, how do you know my passcode? It's so irrelevant. Anyways, so this shows that he's trying to use these vampire bats, which we'll come back to that later. I think that's how he like discovered how to make the fake blood, was like he used like something out of the vampire bats. I don't know, okay? I don't know, and I don't care either. So he's like, yeah, and what are you gonna do about it? Basically, about the whole bat thing. And she's like, I guess nothing. She doesn't do anything about it, okay? Anyways, so then blah 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 blah, some stuff happens. Blah 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 blah, some stuff happens. Now they're on a boat. Okay, they're on international waters. Oh, I missed an important part. So Michael had been, don't step on the keys, please. Michael had been curating a cure to his disease, and he tested it on this rat. And at first, it like kind of killed the rat, and they were like, "Oh, the rat's dead." And then they were like, then Martine was like, "Oh my god, look over there, the rat's alive! You did it!" And so he's like, "Nice." So now he has the cure. He made the cure. He found the cure. Him and Martine go on this boat where they like built a lab on the boat or something. I don't know what the boat's for. It doesn't matter. Okay, they're on international waters. And she gives Morbius the cure. Okay? And she gives him the cure, and then she like straps him down in this little thing. Because he's like, strap me down. So she straps him down. Okay? And then one of the guys in the crew that's on the ship that like they're like not part of the lab people. They're just like on the ship. I don't even know what they do. He comes down and he's like kind of being a little creepy towards Martine. And he's like, "Hey nurse," and she's like, "It's doctor," and he's like, not irrelevant. I mean, not relevant. That's not relevant to the story. It's just something that happened, okay? So then, whatever, he's being creepy, and then they hear something, and they look over, and Morbius, gone. Okay? Gone. So he's like, what was that? And they go over, they open the door, and they're like, Morbius? And he's on the ceiling, and he looks whacked out. He turned himself into a vampire. Which, like, that's not really a spoiler, because I knew that's what Morbius was because of the ads. I knew he was, like, a vampire. So that's how he turned himself into a vampire, and then he kills the guy, he kills all the crew members, except for Martine. She gets, like, knocked out, and he doesn't kill her, but he kills everyone else on the crew. And then he, like, calls, and he's like, "Mayday, mayday, come get me," and then he disappears. So, well, he doesn't disappear, he just, like, runs away. So then the police, there's, like, 2 main officers, and I don't know their names. Because I don't care about them. But anyways, they're the main officers, and they come, and they're like, she's the only living one, but a man called in the mayday, so, like, there's another living person, blah, 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 no one cares. No one cares. Anyways, blah, 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 Martine's in the hospital, and he's now drinking fake blood because he saw that he, like, killed those people. Anyway, so he's, like, normal. He's kind of, like, superhuman bat guy for about 6 hours before he goes crazy, like, Jasper Twilight vibes. Is Jasper the one that, like, the blonde one or something? I don't know. So, yeah. So he's, like, kind of doing some experiments. He's seeing, like, what he can do. He can, like, echolocate, and he can, like, kind of fly-ish, and he can run fast, and he can, like, sense things. I don't know. So, and he's also, while he's, like, kind of discovering his powers, he's also, like, seeing how long he can last without drinking any blood, and he doesn't want to drink any human blood. He's just drinking the fake blood that he invented. Anyways, so yeah. So as this is happening, he, like, visited Milo, and he's like, "I got the cure, but, like, you don't want it. Sorry, you don't want it because it's gonna make you crazy." And Milo's like, "I don't care, I want it." And he's like, "No, you don't want it." So then we see, I don't really remember what order this happens in. I think we see this first. So we see Milo in the lab, and he gets the cure, and that's all we really see. And then we see the scene of this nurse lady walking down the hallway, and she gets killed, and we assume that it's Morbius because plot twist, Milo took I keep wanting to say vaccine, it's not a vaccine. Milo took the cure or whatever, and it was actually him that killed the nurse. So we flash to, like, Morbius is in the hospital with this girl who's irrelevant. She's, like, this little girl. I don't have anything against her. She's just, like, not really that important to the story. Anyways, she has the same disease, I think, as Morbius, and they had to put her in a induced coma, and blah, 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 blah. No one cares. So he's in her hospital room, and he wakes up. He fell asleep. He wakes up, and he hears with his little echolocation, like supersonic hearing, that a nurse has been killed and all the blood is drained from her. And he knew this nurse. They were Keen. They were Judy's best Judies. They weren't really, but they had worked together for a long time. And he's like, did I black out and kill her? Because that's not good, because I can't be blacking out and doing this. Like, so he's kind of stressed out. So he's kind of stressed out, and he's like, oh my god, I'm blacking out and I'm killing people. Like, I gotta get out of here. So he tries to leave, and the two officer guys catch him, and they're like, we know you killed those people. And blah, blah, blah. He tries to run away. They arrest him. He's in jail now. Okay. He's in jail. They try to interrogate him. They're like, why'd you kill them? He's like, there's this funny scene where he's like, you don't want to see me hungry. Jared Leto. No further comments. Anyways. He's in jail. They're like, your lawyer's here. In walks Milo. And he's not a lawyer. But it's irrelevant. So in walks Milo with his little cane. And he's like, I don't even remember what they talk about. Anyways, then their time's up. And Milo leaves. But he forgets his cane. And that's because this is when we find out, oh, Milo took the stuff. And that's when Morbius also finds out, because he's like, we left his cane. He took the cure. So now Morbius, he goes bat mode and breaks through the windows in his cell, and he tries to catch Milo to be like, I know you took it. But Milo, he's like, he's so mad, and he wants to just kill everybody. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to do the fake blood. He feels good. He can walk. He just wants to kill people. And Morbius is like, no, you can't kill people. Just drink the fake blood. And he's like, no, don't kill people. So, yeah. Then that's basically the rest of the movie. Like, I feel like I don't even have to say the rest of the movie, because it's literally the rest of the movie is Milo is killing people and Morbius is trying to have him stop killing people. So I'm kind of just going to flash forward to a couple more pivotal moments. Number 1, Milo kind of kills Martine. And Martine, I can't remember if Martine bites Morbius or Morbius bites Martine. But somehow he gets her blood in his mouth, and then he also like kind of double kill. He like finishes the job and he sucks all her blood out. And then Milo also kills the doctor guy from the beginning, he's been taking care of him like his whole life. So he also kills him. And then at the end, then like more like fighting happens. And then at the end, Milo almost kills Morbius, but then Morbius like calls all his bat friends somehow, and he had also developed this like poison that would like kill, because he was gonna like kill Milo. His plan was he was gonna kill Milo, and then he was gonna kill himself, because he was like, there can't be any of us. So anyways, he has that stuff, and he injects it into Milo, and he kills Milo. And also, surprise, apparently Martine is now a vampire. How does that work? Because he drained her blood. Nobody else came back as vampires. Anyways, maybe she got his blood, but even still, he drained her blood. She would be dead. And then in the after credit scenes, like, the bad guy from one of the Tom Holland Spider-Mans is now appears in this universe, and he appears in jail, but then like he gets out of jail he like goes to court and they get him out of jail. And then there's like kind of a second credit scene where I think it's Vulture is like, come be bad guy with us. And that's the movie. Now we'll talk about my thoughts. Number one is like the whole time I just did not care. I didn't care about any of the characters. I didn't care about Martine, like when she died was not sad. Didn't care about the doctor guy when he died was not sad. Didn't care about Milo really. Like honestly, Milo was kind of my favorite character. But still was like whatever when he died. And I like feel like that was supposed to be a big thing because like Morbius, like that was his best friend, that was his only friend, and he like had to kill him, and like it's supposed to be this like heart-wrenching moment. I was like, okay. Literally Fidel, I was like, okay. I was like, okay. We should name you Morbius. Morbius, like, I almost wish that, like, Morbius and Milo's roles were switched. So I kind of wish it was, like, Morbius, like, wanted to be bad, and Milo the whole time was trying to get him to be good. I don't know if that would have made it any better, honestly. And, yeah, that was, I think probably there were some other flaws which I'll talk about, just little things that kind of bugged me, but I think the biggest thing was like I just did not care. Like I didn't care. Like the characters, they were fine, but they were just like I didn't care about them. They weren't like developed into these like people that I was like, oh my god, like I want this person to live, I like this person, I want to see them grow. I didn't care. I was like, you can all die. I don't care. Another thing, this is more on a little of the pickier side, but there's like these weird moments, and there's kind of a lot of them, where they would like, when the character was like turned around, there'd be like really obvious dubbing to the point where like sometimes it felt like when you like watch like an anime and there's like, you know, kind of that anime dubbing voice, and it was like, what's going on? But overall, I don't know. I just think it's a waste of time. Like if you are thinking like, do I need to see this movie or do I not? You don't. If you want to see it just for funsies, I mean, I recommend seeing it just so you can watch it and maybe you like it, you can form your own opinion, like, but overall, honestly, not much thoughts on it. Like, I probably won't watch it again, and that's it. Yeah. So, yeah. Go watch it. Actually, I do recommend you watch it because I want to know what other people thought about it. Yeah. That's the end of this video. This is my first video. So subscribe. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, bye. No, you hang up. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, oh my god, no, you hang up. Oh my god, stop. You hang up. No, seriously. No, hang up. No.